The waves rolled gently onto the shore as families laughed beneath the bright afternoon sun, but one quiet moment on that beach would change two lives forever. A wealthy CEO, accustomed to judging people in seconds, smiled with quiet confidence as she caught a single father staring in her direction. Assuming she knew exactly what he was looking at, she threw him a playful remark that made nearby tourists grin. But the father's calm reply froze the smile on her face. Within seconds, the entire atmosphere changed, revealing a truth so heartbreaking and beautiful that no amount of money could ever buy. Before we begin, if you believe kindness, compassion, and second chances can change lives, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to our channel, Journey of Kindness. Every act of support helps us share more stories that remind the world humanity still exists. The summer afternoon painted the coastline in brilliant shades of gold. Children chased waves while couples walked hand in hand across the warm sand. Luxury umbrellas stretched along the private section of the beach where successful businesswoman Selena Cross spent a rare weekend away from board meetings and billion-dollar negotiations. At only 39, she had built one of the fastest-growing hospitality companies in the country. Newspapers admired her discipline, television hosts praised her intelligence, and investors respected her fearless decisions. Yet behind every glamorous photograph stood a woman who rarely slowed down long enough to truly notice the people around her. Only a short distance away sat a man named Rowan Mercer. His clothes were simple, his beach chair old, and beside him was a little girl building an uneven sandcastle with complete determination. 7-year-old Iris laughed every time the tide destroyed one of her tiny towers because she believed every wave simply gave her another chance to build something even stronger. Rowan smiled at her with tired but loving eyes. 3 years earlier, his wife had lost her battle with a sudden illness. Overnight he became both mother and father. He worked early mornings repairing boats at the local marina before delivering groceries during evenings. Sleep had become a luxury. Vacations had disappeared from his life. Every dollar was carefully counted before being spent. This beach trip wasn't a holiday. It was a promise. Months earlier Iris had asked if they could watch the ocean together because her mother used to say the sea carried memories to heaven. Rowan had quietly saved spare change in an old coffee tin until they could finally afford a single day at the coast. It was the happiest Iris had looked in months. While Selena relaxed under designer sunglasses reviewing reports from her assistant, she noticed Rowan occasionally glancing toward her direction. She assumed she recognized that familiar look. Wealth and appearance had attracted unwanted attention for years. With an amused smile she finally lowered her sunglasses and casually teased him, asking if he was enjoying the view. Several nearby visitors chuckled softly. Rowan looked surprised before offering a gentle smile that carried neither embarrassment nor anger. He quietly explained that he wasn't looking at her at all. Behind her chair, barely visible above the dunes, stood a weathered white lighthouse. His late wife had painted that lighthouse during their honeymoon many years ago. It was the final painting she completed before becoming sick. Seeing it again after so many years reminded him of the happiest week of their lives. His voice remained calm. His eyes, however, carried years of silent grief. The laughter around them disappeared. Selena slowly turned around. There it stood. Exactly as Rowan described. The old lighthouse. For the first time in a very long time, Selena realized she had mistaken sorrow for admiration. An uncomfortable silence settled between them. She quietly apologized. Rowan simply nodded. There was no bitterness in him. Only kindness. As Selena watched Iris run toward her father with a handful of seashells, she noticed how carefully Rowan listened to every word the little girl spoke, as though each sentence mattered more than the largest business contract in the world. Something about that ordinary scene unsettled her. She had spent years building hotels where wealthy guests escaped stress, yet she couldn't remember the last afternoon she had simply listened to another human being without checking her phone. Curiosity replaced embarrassment. She introduced herself properly. Rowan admitted he had heard of her company but knew little about business. His world revolved around repairing engines, helping customers, and making sure Iris never felt alone. Their conversation remained simple. There were no impressive speeches. No dramatic confessions. Just two strangers discovering that life had shaped them in completely different ways. Selena learned Rowan often skipped meals so Iris could attend school field trips without feeling different from her classmates. She learned he secretly repaired elderly neighbors' fishing boats for free. She learned he still wrote birthday cards addressed to his late wife because Iris liked believing her mother could somehow read them among the stars. Each detail quietly broke another piece of the invisible wall Selena had spent decades building around herself. As the afternoon continued, Iris wandered over carrying a crooked shell necklace she had made herself. Without hesitation, she offered it to Selena. She explained that beautiful things should never belong to only one person. Selena accepted the gift with trembling hands. Nobody had ever given her something so inexpensive yet so priceless. Her expensive jewelry suddenly felt strangely meaningless. Hours passed before dark clouds slowly gathered across the horizon. Beachgoers packed their belongings. Rowan folded their worn beach chairs while Iris hugged her bucket of seashells. Before leaving, Selena asked one final question. She wondered how Rowan stayed so hopeful after losing so much. He looked toward the ocean. He explained that grief never truly disappeared. It simply became something a person learned to carry. Every morning he chose between letting sadness define Iris's childhood or letting love continue through the way he raised her. Love, he believed, was stronger than loss. Those words followed Selena long after they drove away. Back inside her luxury penthouse, surrounded by priceless artwork and panoramic city views, she couldn't stop thinking about the lighthouse. Or the shell necklace resting beside her bed. The following Monday, Selena returned to board meetings, presentations, and financial forecasts, but something had changed. For the first time, she noticed exhausted employees hiding behind forced smiles. She noticed cleaners working before sunrise without anyone thanking them. She noticed security guards eating rushed lunches alone. She realized she had built a successful company but not necessarily a compassionate one. That realization became impossible to ignore. Over the following weeks, she quietly visited different company locations without media attention. Instead of inspecting profits, she listened to people. She heard stories of single parents struggling with childcare, workers caring for sick relatives, employees skipping medical appointments because they couldn't afford unpaid leave. Every story reminded her of Rowan. Every conversation made her question the meaning of true leadership. Then came a decision that shocked her executive board. She announced entirely new family support programs, emergency childcare assistance, mental health services, educational scholarships for employees' children, and paid bereavement leave far beyond industry standards. Some investors complained. Others predicted financial disaster. Selena didn't change her mind. She had finally understood that companies succeeded because people sacrificed pieces of their lives every single day. Months later, productivity increased. Employee loyalty reached record levels. Applications doubled. The company became known not only for luxury hotels but also for extraordinary compassion. One autumn afternoon, Selena drove back to the same beach carrying a small package. She found Rowan repairing a damaged fishing boat near the marina while Iris practiced skipping stones. She thanked him. Confused, Rowan insisted he had done nothing. Selena smiled. She explained that one honest answer on the beach had completely changed the way she saw the world. Inside the package was a framed photograph. It showed the old lighthouse at sunrise. Beneath it was a small engraved message. Some views change your eyes. Others change your heart. Rowan quietly laughed. It was perhaps the first truly carefree laugh he had enjoyed in years. Iris wrapped both adults in an unexpected hug. The three of them stood watching waves roll gently toward the shore. Nobody spoke. There was nothing left to say. Sometimes healing arrives through speeches. Sometimes it arrives through silence. And sometimes it begins with a misunderstanding that opens two hearts forever. Before we reach the end, we have one special request. Please comment below with the words, "Kindness changes everything," if you believe one compassionate moment can transform someone's life. We'd love to read your thoughts and stories. As the sun slowly disappeared beneath the horizon, Rowan realized his promise to his late wife had been fulfilled. He had protected Iris with love instead of bitterness. Selena realized success meant far more than wealth or recognition. Real success was leaving people better than you found them. Perhaps that is why life brings strangers together at unexpected moments. Not to impress one another, but to remind each other what truly matters. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, leave a heartfelt comment, and subscribe to Journey of Kindness. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that inspire hope, compassion, and the belief that even the smallest act of kindness can change someone's life forever.